Liam Evans, the PlayStation Ear. How's it going, guys? Thanks for joining me. You guys are here early. All right. Todd Ricks, how are you doing? I'm doing well. I'm doing good, Liam. Thank you very much. Doing well. Very cold night here in Kentucky. Having some bad weather, so no better time than now to enjoy a nice watch along with you guys for House on Haunted Hill. Am I coming through loud and clear? I'm just gonna spread the word, let everybody know that we are live. I'm sure the weather's very nice there in Arizona, PlayStation near. Sure, having some very pleasant weather. You wish B Junior's here, man. You know, B Junior's the man, but B Junior is enjoying his. B Junior's out there living life, man. He's a married man, and you know, I'm happy for him. He seems to be enjoying his life right now. So, life away from YouTube. Can't you know, can't blame him for that. Joe Reese is watching. How you doing, Joe? Hope you're doing well tonight, my man. All right, all right. If any of you guys seen House on Haunted Hill from 1959 with Vincent Price? If you've not, you're in for a real treat because it is it's a pretty fun movie. Yes, B Junior is a granddad now. So, you know, I'm sure them grandkids are taking up a lot of his time. So, B Junior's the man, but you know, he's out there living life, man. We'll get the watch along started here shortly. We'll give it a couple more minutes. Let everybody who wants to join, and we'll get the party started. But yeah, some pretty bad weather here in Kentucky tonight. We got some ice, we got some sleet, we got some snow, very cold temperatures, so pretty nasty out there tonight in Kentucky. Yeah, I agree. It is one of Price's masterpieces. I agree. We've got Cole watching with us. What's up, Cole? How are you doing, man? Big fan of this movie? Cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I've always really liked this movie too. And luckily it is in the public domain. So we can watch it without the fear of copyright um, repercussions. So so yeah, yep. So what's the weather like down in Arizona this time of year, PlayStation here? Does it get below, I don't know, 55 at all, even in the winter down there? Come on. Come on, OBS. Come on, OBS. Come on, OBS. There we go. Okay. OBS. Come on, OBS. We're back. Sorry about that, guys. OBS. I'm not sure what's up with OBS. It seems like it does that every stream I do. Like it just randomly disconnects and then reconnects. So I mean, I don't get it. It's cold, but it's nice in Arizona. Okay, cool. Your pick for best Vincent Price movie still has to go for The Fly. Actually, I think, you know, I was looking through some other royalty-free movies or royalty-free movies that I've got here, and I've got, let's see, Bucket of Blood, Dementia 13, The Terror. So these might be good for some watch-alongs at some point in the future. Dementia 13 is actually Francis Ford Coppola's first film. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but you know, hey, and I had a huge collection of royalty-free movies, like one of those big DVD sets with just a ton of royalty, or not royalty-free, but public domain movies. And I can't find it anywhere. I don't know what I did with it. I know I didn't throw it away or anything like that. It's somewhere, I don't know where, but I've been looking for it because I know that I've got a bunch of movies like that, public domain films that we can watch. But I also discovered that the Street Fighter series, starring the great Sonny Chiba, those are all public domain titles, and they would all make for great watch along. So definitely, I think the next watch along I will do will be for the Street Fighter with Sonny Chiba. This is a badass movie. But I mean, I've got all the Street Fighters on here: Street Fighter, Return of the Street Fighter, Sister Street Fighter. So yeah, that'll be a fun watch along whenever we decide to do one of those. You'll be there for those, Cole? Definitely. Yeah, those will be fun. Windy up in Canada, but ridiculously warm. Temperature's going to plunge on Monday. Okay. You love a Bucket of Blood, PlayStation here. Dick Miller before Gremlins and the Terminator. So we'll give it another minute or two and kind of let you know, let everybody who wants to join, give them time to jump on before we get the ball rolling. Stephen LaPierre's with us. Old Dark House on Blu-ray. What is that? Old Dark House. Oh, no, nobody else is coming. I'm just, gonna let people who want to jump on and watch along with the watch along. Give them time to be notified that it's that we're live before we start the movie. But how you doing tonight, Stephen? Hope you're doing well. Watch along with the watch along. Give them time to be notified that it's that we're live before we start the movie. How you doing tonight, Stephen? Hope you're doing well. All right, guys, what the hey? Let's go ahead and get this party started. Let's get the movie started. And anybody else wants to, whenever they come, they come. If we're in the middle of the movie, if we're at the end of the movie, it's all good. But this will be a fun one to watch. It's been a while since I've seen House on Haunted Hill. But you guys let me know about the audio. Let me know if I'm too loud or if the movie's too loud or vice versa. A while since I've seen House on Haunted Hill. But you guys let me know about the audio. Let me know if I'm too loud or if the movie's too loud or vice versa. A while since I've seen House on Haunted Hill. But you guys let me know about the audio. Let me know if I'm too loud or if the movie's too loud or... All right, guys, here we go.
Ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it. Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent one night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000, or your next of kin in case you don't survive. Ah, but here come our other guests. It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in funeral cars. She's so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. I dreamed up the hearse. It's empty now, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the 10,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts. She's also desperate for money, gambles. You've already met Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money. This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there, around the mouth and eyes? This is Nora Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the 10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty? The party's starting now, and you have until midnight to find the house on Haunted Hill.
Is that a little bit better? Can you guys hear me? Turned the movie down a little bit and turned me up a little bit. Is that at all better? Interesting little tidbit there, Cole. The writer wrote children's fiction before he started doing screenplays. That's interesting. Jeremiah Lambert, how you doing tonight, man? As kind of hokey as this movie is, it's still, to me, 100 times better than the remake. Jay Philly's with me tonight. What's up, man?
Well, where is everybody?
It isn't a very warm welcome, is it?
Only the ghosts in this house are glad we're here.
Are we all strangers to each other? Don't you two know each other?
I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of yours?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
I work for one of his companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you know him?
No,
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
I agree.
And,
Jeffrey Rush was good in the
wives, I
remake.
believe.
4, I
That's
think,
about it,
so
though,
far.
that I can recall.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
close the door.
That's very true, Zeke. Dub Videos, how are you tonight? Thanks for joining.
This thing's made of solid steel.
That was a close one.
Annabelle, our guests are here, unfortunately still alive. Is your face on yet?
Dust and dirt everywhere, and the
It's
water
been a long
barely
time since I've
trickles.
seen Last Man on Earth.
Couldn't you have had the place
Oh.
clean?
I don't remember very much about
darling,
it.
you know how ghosts are. They never tidy up. And that's a very fetching outfit, but hardly suitable for a party.
I'm not going to the party.
The spend-the-night ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to cost me $50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was my idea until you invited all the guests. Why, all these strangers were none of
I
our
bet in
friends.
the 50s that outfit she was wearing
Friends?
just, I mean,
Do we have any friends?
No, you're jealous.
I bet that was considered like some risque.
I had a reason for inviting each
Stuff.
guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section. From psychiatrist to typist, and from
Cole Wallace,
drunk
hi,
to
how
jet
are you?
pilot.
Welcome to the
They
Watch
share
Along.
one thing.
Thanks
They
for
all
joining.
need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never does.
Will you guarantee that?
This was
That
definitely
isn't
Vincent
funny,
Price in
Frederick.
his element,
Make
no
a good
doubt.
headline. Playboy kills wife with champagne cork. Will you join me?
No, thank you.
Just a sip might improve your humor.
My humor is fine, thanks. And I haven't poisoned it.
It's always good to know that. Have some.
Thank you, Cole.
You'll
Much
enjoy the
appreciated.
party more. Go on.
My humor is fine, thanks. And I haven't poisoned
It's always good to know that.
it. Your trust is so touching. And I'm not going to the party,
Of all my wives, you're the least agreeable.
but still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million tax-free? You want it all, don't you?
I deserve it all. Your jealousy isn't tax-free, and your possessiveness is maddening.
If ever a man
El
had
Barto,
grounds for
what's
divorce,
up? Thanks for joining us.
But can't prove them.
the time will come. You'll slip up one of these days,
Think so?
if I live long enough. You remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes, arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle, you'd do it
Are
again.
the
if
audio
you thought you
levels
could get
good
away with it,
now?
wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Something about you. I hear that hanging is very uncomfortable, in case you get any more ideas. Don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you, darling.
Darling, the only ghoul in the house is you.
And don't sit up all night thinking of ways
What's
to
up,
get rid
Matt?
of me.
11708.
It makes wrinkles.
I remember that about the remake too, Jeremiah. I think one of the things I liked to, I remember too is like
my brother and her sister.
that fake
pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over
amusement
the
park
house.
ride
In places you
at
wouldn't
the beginning
think.
of the movie. I thought that was kind of
Funny thing is, the heads have never been found. Hands and feet and things like that. But no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened her husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only two. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are two loose heads just floating around in here somewhere?
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other. then cry.
Your snowed in tonight too, well, Bartow.
Would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Yeah, we're getting some bad
What
weather
will
here
you
too,
have?
man.
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick Lauren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Those floating
Mr.
heads
Lawrence.
just floating around, whispering to each
I
other.
advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already moving, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. She'll join us later. What do you have,
Scotch and
Doctor?
I'll have the same.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan
Now,
of the
before
Fright
the
Night
party
remake.
begins, let's
either,
go over
Matt.
the details. The caretakers will leave at
My
midnight.
girlfriend liked it, but I think that
locking
was
us in
probably
here
more due to
until
the
they
fact
come back
that
in the
Colin Farrell
morning.
was in it than anything
Once
else.
the door is locked, there's no way out. The windows have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight. Of course, if you leave, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this party. Aside from the pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. And now my wife has given us all the
He
opportunity
shan't be able to
find
pay
out.
you.
Amusing. Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
Well, Pritchard here promises us genuine ghosts.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
4 men have been murdered in this house. And 3 women.
You planned your party very well, Mr. Lauren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. Well, a ghost for everybody.
Well, Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house and let's see what happens, huh?
4 men have been murdered. See that stain? Blood.
Thank you, Grim. Yes, movie night.
A young girl was killed here.
Movie
And whatever
night
got her
indeed.
wasn't human. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
No better way to spend a cold, snowy Friday night than with you guys watching House on Haunted Hill.
It's too late. They've marked you.
Ridiculous. The roof probably leaks.
Oh, that must be what it is. Who would want to haunt me?
Hey, Jerpin, how you
Say
doing,
any
man?
self-respecting
Hope you're doing
male
well.
ghost.
I hope it doesn't come
Welcome
back.
to the watch
Well,
along.
Mr. Pritchard, you're the life of the party.
He hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house. All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines, but his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid and threw her in. She was supposed to stay down, but the bones came up. It's a funny thing, but none of the murders here were just ordinary. Just shooting or stabbing. They've all been sort of wild, violent, and different. Look out! God, she didn't fall in.
You mean there's still acid in there?
Didn't you know every house in the 50s had a vat of
Destroys
acid
everything
in
with hair
around the
and
basement?
flesh. Just leaves the bones.
The goggles do not think. Oh man. So goggles.
My, it's
Such
dry
a
and dusty
Nazi.
down here.
All right, does anybody in the chat
A cure
know
for
what that is a
mistake.
reference to?
Come on.
How'd you get invited to this party? No. No, go on. I mean, what did he tell you?
Mr. Lawrence said
One
everybody
of the
would
actors
get
credited is
$10,000.
quote unquote skeleton
But he
who
didn't
plays
say anything
himself,
about being
pick
locked in.
included.
No.
Yeah, I seem to
He just
recall
made a deal with me on the
that
phone,
credit
but
for
nothing
this
about
movie.
having to stay.
It's odd that the skeleton has its own
Aren't you gonna
IMDb
stay?
page, though. That's pretty.
If I don't, I lose
Interesting.
$10,000.
I'm going to stay too. $10,000.
Yeah. You believe in ghosts?
I don't know.
Well, I agree with what that doc says. You can spook yourself. I've done it in planes.
Jimmy
Things
L324,
that weren't
welcome to
really
the
there.
watch along. Yeah, My Bloody Valentine remake wasn't bad.
What are
Wasn't
you gonna do
great,
with your 10,000?
but it wasn't
If we
bad.
get it?
What do you mean if we get it? Won't he pay us if we stay?
Ah, sure he will. 10,000 is no more to him than a nickel is to us.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors. Closet?
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors. Bottles. Closet?
Does it go anywhere? Lance! Lance!
Uh-oh. You can get this film on a lot of DVDs, Japan. A lot of DVDs. Those collections of those big 30 horror movie collections. You find this on a lot of them. That's cool, having the old woman rolled in and rolled out. That's cool.
Please! Lance is gone, and there's a ghost.
See what I mean?
Please, come on!
Josh, he's got a gun. You just saw it.
Did you say Lance
It's pretty
is
good.
gone?
Good.
Gone where?
Jimmy L324 watched it on 4K twice today. Nice. I actually did my review of the 4K Blu-ray today.
We'll have to break it down and stop.
I'll post it next week, next Monday or Tuesday.
You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
The only way
So
you
Hell
can
Night on
pump your head in
Blu-ray?
here.
Cool. I've not got the
Run
new
head on
Hell
into the
Night
wall.
Blu-ray just yet.
You didn't do that, did you?
Lance has been knocked
Let's get a
out.
bandage on that.
Have you noticed that it seems like a lot of these older movies that took place around this time, Lance
I
was a
wonder why
name that
they
was
didn't kill
regularly used, especially for like the,
He didn't bump his head. They hit
the
him.
good guy, the manly man kind of guy.
Nora,
when you came in,
Yeah,
you
I
said
would like to
something
get
about
the
a
Criterion
ghost.
release of Night of the
There
Living
was
Dead
something.
PlayStation here, definitely.
What did it look like?
Well,
I've not got it pre-ordered
it was
just yet or
wearing
anything,
a black
but
thing that went all the way to the floor.
I do plan on getting my hands on
Weren't
it.
you a little frightened at the time?
And it's
Well,
I
yes.
think it's only like $24-25. I
That,
mean, that's
Mr. Lauren,
not
is
bad, particularly
hysteria.
for a brand new Criterion.
Well, then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
you better get that checked in a day or so.
Thanks, Doc.
Wait for me in the hall.
The ghosts are coming closer, Mr. Lauren.
You really believe in your pet ghost, don't you, Pritchard?
Before the night's over, you will, too.
Would you like a drink, Lance?
No, thanks.
I'd like one. Scotch and.
City of the Living Dead. I'm not sure if that's public domain or not.
Mr. Lauren, are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or
That's true,
delay?
Cole. There is. These
Yeah,
movies do
very
have a lot of doctors in
Frankly,
them
yes.
that are there just to pronounce people dead who aren't dead. So they're not very good doctors, clearly.
There you are, my dear.
Are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or
That's true,
delay?
Cole. There is.
Someone or something was in here when I came in. But where? And if the door was locked, how did it get out? What you saw might have been a ghost, Nora, but what was in here with me was no ghost.
I don't know.
No,
I
I
was
just
so
moved the
scared.
microphone a little further away so you wouldn't hear me sniffling and being all sinusy.
Does it sound different to you?
Yes.
Three, 6, 9, 12. 12 feet.
It's hollow.
3, 6. Now, I'm going to knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall.
Thank you, Jerpin. This is a really cool scene.
Where'd it come from?
From in here.
Love that scene.
What if it ran out of here? I'd have seen it.
Lance, it doesn't run. It just floats.
Yeah, but why didn't I see it?
You don't believe me.
How can I?
You don't believe me.
I'm Annabelle Lauren. You must be Miss Manning. I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull party. Wouldn't you like to freshen up? This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
I doubt if I'll spend much time here.
It's going to rain.
Don't trust
Perfect
her.
atmosphere for my husband's party. Why did you come here?
He said he'd give me $10,000.
Why did he pick you?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
So? Why you?
That was the Blair Witch. That was an early performance from the Blair Witch.
What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance, Mr. Schroeder, and I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now fix your face and I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
But who?
I hope for your sake you never find out.
There's another remake of House on Haunted Hill in the works, Cole? Really?
I'm Annabelle Lauren. Were you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The pilot?
This film's music
You
is
hurt
dank,
yourself.
Jerpian.
Oh, it's
Definitely.
just a bump on the head. Which is my room?
Sounds like a Tim Burton movie, yeah. Now, if Tim Burton remakes this, that might be interesting.
Annabelle, Lance.
No, I'm Lance Schroeder. Oh, it's just a bump on the head.
You were with the young girl in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened then.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're taking all this seriously.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
Sure, I guess so. Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
Your husband?
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything. He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
Well, what for? He doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife. The first simply disappeared. The other two died. Lance, I don't want to join them.
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks. Two girls in their 20s.
Well, what can he do?
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then. Please be careful.
Would he hurt you?
If his first wife died and the other two disappeared,
Kill me if he
why
could.
would you willingly become his fourth? Is the real question there.
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun.
Hey, what's up, Glows? Welcome to the
Nora
stream.
Manning
I
was
totally
almost
forgot
killed by
they did a
falling
remake.
chandelier. The
Or, I'm
pilot
sorry, a
bashed his
sequel
head
to
in.
the remake,
Is he badly hurt?
Return to House on Haunted Hill, and I
Saturnine
have not seen
psychiatrist
it.
bandaged him up. Don't you want to go and console him?
Yeah.
As you do most men, in your fashion.
You're so clever, Frederick.
So I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. It was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but no mistake.
Hurry up.
Frederick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
For the last time, it's not my party, but yours.
I wonder what her fashion
And you are
of
going.
consoling men consists of.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? No. All you want to be is a lovely widow. It's almost time to lock up the house. Then your party will really begin. I wonder how it'll end. midnight, Lance.
Okay. I'll be down in a minute.
Who is it?
The Haunting
Your
is
host,
getting
Randy.
another remake. This one from Netflix.
It's almost midnight,
Okay.
Nora. We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Lloyd. I'll be right down.
That might be coming through my earbuds. Fix that. That might be coming through my. There's one of those floating heads.
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you.
I think that was the head of T.O. Jackson there, Cole. I think you're right.
Where's Nora? Miss Manning.
Don't want to stay here.
Nora, what happened?
She's got a very piercing scream, too, by the way.
That's Jonas Slides and his wife. They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to stay here.
Well, Doctor, it looks like we have a real case of hysteria on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
Good evening.
Hello, my dear. This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning, and this is Lance Schroeder.
Hey, Dominic. Yeah, there was a remake of this, I think, in the early
I don't care.
early
You want to kill
2000s,
me.
2000,
Who wants to
2001, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Mr. Lloyd.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night. $10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive,
Oh, 99, okay.
$50,000 will be
I thought it was
divided
early
amongst the
2000s.
rest of you. If I should die, may I have your attention, please? I think you will be paid by my estate. When the door is locked from the outside by the caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later.
Hey, Isaac, how you doing, man?
Because there'll be no
Thanks
way
for
to get
joining the
out.
watch along.
I don't want to stay.
I am doing well on this very cold, snowy night in Kentucky. Dominic, if I get to say hello to you. Hello. Thank you for joining the watch along. Hope you're doing well.
It isn't midnight yet. Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before
I saw the
midnight.
House on
They've
Haunted
gone
Hill
now.
remake in the theater. It was not a pleasant
I was going to ask you
experience.
whether you wanted to stay or not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
And I'm sorry, my dear, but it's too late now.
Darling, haven't you had enough of the silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party. Remember?
What's your favorite sci-fi or horror TV
In spite
show?
of my wife's faith in my
I loved
ability
the
to do the
X-Files back in the
impossible.
day. Love
We will all
the
have to
X-Files
stay
back
in
the
this
day.
house until 8 o'clock in
The
the morning.
first, I don't know,
But we
2 or
have
3
some
seasons,
party
man.
favors for
Loved
you
them.
in these little coffins.
Loved them.
This is my my wife's idea.
Vincent Price is a very, very sly
I think
devil
it's rather
in this
dangerous.
movie.
I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger. You see there?
These are no good against the dead, only the living.
Doctor? Lance? Nora?
Of course, if that had been a real
Quiet,
gun,
Nick.
her ears would be bleeding at this point.
Miss Bridges? And here's yours, dear.
I don't need it.
It was your idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
Throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Pritchard on that point, although not for the same reason.
Dr. Trent, don't you approve of our little party favors?
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
I agree with the
I'm
drunk
sure
brandishing
we're
a
not gonna
pistol.
go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
Throw the guns away.
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Mr. Pritchard, you said your sister-in-law killed a man and a woman here and cut them up? You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads. Would you like to see one of those heads? Would you all like to see one of those heads? Well then, just follow me.
Darling, I really don't need this.
Sure. Take us to the heads.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look. But it was in there. A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out! Get out, all of you! All of you, get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
You think it's all right to leave her by herself, Doctor?
I wish she'd taken the sedative.
Well, what do you suppose she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doc, I think somebody ought to stay
I'll
with
take
her.
a
There could
sedative.
be a
I'll
million
take
people
3.
around her. If they wanted her, they'd get her.
If you're passing out sedatives, sure, I'll take
What
them.
if he's right?
He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
A thing like that would put me right over the edge.
But would you sort of stay up here, I mean, in case she needs help?
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
Do you think there really was? A thing like that would put me...
Sort of stay up here, I mean, in case she needs help.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive, except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts, nor in frightening women. In Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Perhaps too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore. Don't frighten her anymore.
Yeah, Jeremiah, he was in quite a lot of things. Other than Vincent
Nora?
Price, he's the only recognizable face that I'm aware of in this movie, or the only face that's recognizable other than Vincent Price to me
Nora?
in this movie. Yeah, Jeremiah, he was in quite a lot of things. Other than Vincent Price, he's the only
Nora! Nora!
Whoa.
What do you know about this?
They've taken her. In a little while, she'll be one of them.
He's quick to just grab up that head and run with it, you know.
Where is she? It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Pritchard, if you know where she is, you better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Just put this head on the table.
Lay her down. Nora?
She's dead, Mr. Loren. Your wife hanged herself.
Suicide.
No, no spoilers, PlayStation here. No. Let me hurriedly delete that so we don't spoil anything. How could you, PlayStation here?
Please hide me. Please hide
The doctor said she was dead, PlayStation here. I mean, what other proof do you need? You saw her hanging. I mean, come on.
He tried to kill me. He grabbed me and choked me and put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
He is a doctor. He's got a PhD, for God's sake. He should know.
Mr. Lord.
You know,
Are you
alive
sure
from
about
dead.
this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
I heard some people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Loren is dead.
How?
Loren said she committed suicide, but I think somebody killed her.
Him?
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute.
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion. Yeah. Let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do.
I've got to go downstairs. Now, you lock yourself in here and don't let anybody know you're here. If he thinks you're dead, he won't come here. And I'll get back as soon as I can. You'll be all right.
Let me ask you guys out there, would you spend the night
You use it.
in the house on Haunted Hill for $1 million? Despite the fact of all these floating heads, would you spend the night in the house on Haunted Hill for $1 million? You do it for the original 10 thou. Well, I think it's 10 thou. Then I was gonna say, you know, inflation. You know,
So greedy. So cold.
$1 million won't do you no good when you're dead. That's right, Tripin. That's very true. But that, you know, your family.
What are you doing in
know,
here?
Vincent, if any of the people here
What
do
do you mean
die,
coming in here?
he'll split the money up, you know, and give it to
want them to
the
take her
families of
away.
the deceased, which is big of him.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who
The things
understands.
you do for $1 million
What?
knows no bounds, Jeremiah.
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Look, Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
Where's
So
what's her name?
10,000 then is the equivalent of 85,000 today. Okay. I was a
I
little
didn't
off.
disturb her
but
since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
Mr. Lauren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget. But I am afraid.
The only door to the outside is
When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Lauren. I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria. And one of us is dead. Were these accidents? Suicide?
That's a good
We
question,
must stay here for
Jeremiah.
6 more
The
hours.
remake amount might have been a meal.
time enough.
Who'll be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You were the first one to see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you? There was nothing. How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Lauren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
No. She was murdered by one of you.
Or you, Mr. Lauren? To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder.
What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected? I'm not such a fool as to hang my wife from a ceiling by a rope.
The fact remains that you, or one of us, murdered Mrs. Lauren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
That's my point. We can't until morning. What began as a silly party given by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
For once, Pritchard may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder?
Why not? Maybe one of us saw too much.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see some ghosts, have a party? No.
Have you finished trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere. Somebody killed Mrs. Laura, and we know that. One of us is guilty, and the rest of us are innocent, okay? Now, what we have to do for the next 6 hours is protect ourselves from each other.
You really think?
I don't think anything. I just know that I'm going to my room. And if anybody comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
And if we all stay in our rooms, we'll be safe. Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty will admit his guilt if he or she does.
And we all have guns.
And we're all agreed?
Oh, I wish this night were over.
This is how Clue was made and Milton Bradley made Bank. That's true.
I tell you, it doesn't make
I think the
any
estate of William Castle should sue.
They aren't through with us yet.
Michael Christinger Jr., thanks for joining the stream. Hope you're doing well tonight.
What's the use of saying goodnight?
You could spend some time with the blind housekeeper. She has a skateboard gloves. Yeah, she seems to be a pretty good skater too, because she's pretty good at it, and she's blind. So I mean, she's got some skills.
Good night, Doctor.
Uh-oh. The ceiling is bleeding again. She's been marked.
It's me, Lance. You okay? They've all gone to their rooms and locked themselves in.
Lance, I've been thinking. It was so dark down there. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lorne.
It was him, all right. He tried to kill you, and he did kill his wife.
How can you be so sure?
She tried to warn me. Asked me to help her.
Hey, DJ. Welcome to the watch
The doc
along,
thinks
buddy.
he's going to try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm going to find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
What if he finds out you're alive? No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else. Now just lock yourself in and keep quiet. If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
That Lance, he's such a hero. Such a hulky hero hunk. If only I'd been named Lance. Bryce's personal favorite role was Ratigan in The Great Mouse Detective. I did not know that. This movie totally ripped off Salem's Lot. One thing I will give the remake is it had Famke in it. It had Famke and Ali. Didn't Lance tell you to stay in your room, honey? As long as that woman's floating outside, you're gonna be fine. There's bars on the windows.
Admission of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
You got yours? Ready?
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
Why not together?
There may be only minutes, seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time?
I don't trust you, Doc.
It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
Whoa.
What's happening?
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Wait a minute.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Is she undead?
Get me out of this hanging harness. What's taking that girl so long? What time is it?
At first, I couldn't get Nora to want to protect herself with a gun.
But
After
you
you
mean
appeared
those
at the
two
window,
are in
everything began to work
cahoots?
just as we had planned. You were wonderful. Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my suicide?
But just a ghost party gag. We'll claim it was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
What about Nora? She's not stupid, you know.
Darling, believe me, everything we planned is working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick murdered you. She thinks Frederick attacked her in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
It's taking too long. David, you ought to be there.
Nope, I've not seen
we have
Hush
shop.
Hush, Sweet Charlotte.
Come down to the cellar.
Cool. I think the girl who killed her. I have to look into Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. Try saying that 5 times fast.
No!
Hey, what's up, Scrag? Welcome to the watch along. You just watched this a couple of nights ago. Cool. Michael, I was joking, dude. How convenient to have a big, pool of acid in your house to dispose of things. What happened to the Sausage Factory website? I closed it down.
David?
I closed her down, DJ.
David?
Batman punched a crook into a vat of acid. I think she in trouble.
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me.
Murderous. Murderous just needed to take a bath. She was such in the grip of fear, Chippy, she couldn't move. She was frozen in fear.
Good night, Doctor. Good night, Annabelle. The crime you two planned was indeed perfect. Only the victim is alive and the murderers are not. It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder that I was playing too.
There must be some way to get in here.
It's right along here somewhere.
Lance! I've shot Mr. Loren. He's down in the wine cellar.
Alive?
I don't think so.
Great performance from Skeleton. Great performance from Skeleton.
It's him. He's alive.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now. Trent and my wife were planning to kill me. They failed. Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
Now there are 9. There'll be more, many more. They're coming for me now. And then they'll come for you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. That was fun. That was fun. Skeleton by himself. Oh, goodness. Guys, that was a lot of fun. Oh, man. That was a lot of fun. It's been a while since I'd seen that, and yeah, that was fun, man. That was a lot of fun. Oh, man. Good stuff. A fun movie. A fun movie. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and then we can shoot the bull when I return. I will be right back in a moment.
You want to create a stunning website? I've already done it with Wix. Let me show you how it's done. I mean, I'm gonna need to put these. I can't see without them. Just go to Wix.com. There are loads of absurdly gorgeous templates to choose from. Guys, this could take a while. First things first, I can change the text. Okay, now for my favorite part. Right here, you can do whatever you want. No rules. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I look amazing here. I mean, I'm scrolling. There's no end. It's me all the way down. And you can see my Instagram feed on here. Look, someone had to save the day, guys. Pictures are nice, but you can show even more with the video. And if you've got a whole lot of videos, you can do this, you can move that, or even this. Check it out, guys. I don't think that looks half bad. You know what? It does all start with a stunning website.
Go to Wix.com to create your stunning website today.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh, goodness. So what'd you guys think? House on Haunted Hill 1959. Was that anybody's very first time watching House on Haunted Hill? The epitome of dirty work. Love Vincent, he's the king. Yes, yes, very much, Michael. Your very first Vincent Price movie, Cole. Okay, cool. It's your opinion, you'd never seen it before. Well, that's awesome, man. Hope you enjoyed the movie. It's definitely a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. Oh, goodness. So I guess, you know, we can talk about what other public domain movies we can do watch-alongs for in the future. Of course, you know, we've got the Sonny Chiba Street Fighter series, which again, those will be very, very fun to watch with you guys. If you've not seen a Street Fighter, The Street Fighter with Sonny Chiba, it is freaking awesome. Very awesome. And of course, like I said, we've got Bucket of Blood. We've got Dementia 13, Francis Ford Coppola's first film, and we've got The Terror starring Boris Karloff. There's a bunch of others. Out there. If I can find that, gosh, I had a couple of those sets that were just full of those public domain movies, and I don't know what I've done with them. These are the only ones I could find. But PlayStation here, you want me to do A Bucket of Blood. A Bucket of Blood. A frustrated waiter at a beatnik cafe accidentally kills his landlady's cat and tries to hide the body in plaster. He is mistaken as a brilliant sculptor with requests for work with requests for more suspiciously lifelike work. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. That definitely sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll do Bucket of Blood next time around, or I don't know, maybe we'll do Carnival of Souls. I'm sure I've got a Carnival of Souls around here somewhere. I've got to find what I did with those sets. I don't know what I did with those sets. I'll have to track them down and see if I can't find them, because I mean they were just loaded with public domain movies, tons and tons of public domain movies. The plot sounds dank for Bucket of Blood, European. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'll be a fun one. I don't remember much about Dementia 13, so that'll be be good to revisit that one. And of course, the Street Fighter movies are the epitome of dank, Jerpin. The epitome of dank. So, yeah. So what's you guys' weekend plans? Any interesting weekend plans? You guys going to go see any movies? Have you guys seen the new Insidious yet? What's it called? The Last Key or something like that? I've heard really mixed things about it. I kind of wanted to see it, but you know, I don't know. At the same time, I'm kind of like, you know, I don't know. Kyle Thibodeau, how you doing tonight, man? You want to see me do Kathy's Curse? Okay. That actually got a Blu-ray release from Severin not long ago. Didn't get my hands on that release, but yeah. Keeping with Vincent Price, Last Man on Earth. Yeah, okay. Jeremiah. Maybe a fun one. Gonna mostly play Breath of the Wild this weekend, Cole. Carnival of Souls is pretty good. Love to see something you haven't seen, never seen. Old Sonny Chiba movie. Would like it. Yes, you will like the Street Fighter glows. You will like those flicks. Those are fun. Absolutely. Kyle Thibodeau, what do you think about Halloween 2018 starting? It's filming this week. I didn't know it was starting filming this week, but that's a good thing, I guess, considering that they're planning on releasing it in October. They need to get on it pretty soon. You know, I'm optimistic about it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm optimistic about it. I can't say I'm super hyped about it. Maybe as we get closer to its release, I'll get more and more hyped. But I'm optimistic, put it that way. I'm optimistic. Have you guys heard that Blumhouse is trying to get their hands on Friday the 13th now to do the next Friday the 13th movie? Not Street Fighter with Van Damme, Jerpin. The Street Fighter with Sonny Chiba. Those movies. So, yeah. But, you know, as far as Friday the 13th and Blumhouse, I'd rather it be them than freaking Platinum Dunes. And if it's Blumhouse, you know it'll get done. Because, I mean, that Jason Blum guy, man, he makes movies. He doesn't, you know, mess around. He makes movies. So, and if they get the right people involved, I mean, it, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they seem to be taking Halloween seriously. If they get Friday the 13th and they take it seriously, Jerpin, your weekend plans is just chill out. You're trying to stop smoking weed and drinking for a while. Today is your first sober day. Okay, well, good luck with that. You know, good luck. Let's see, what else do I got on this Kung Fu Masters collection? I've got the real Bruce Lee. I've got Bruce Lee, the Man, the Myth. I've got Fist of Fury. Then I've got the 3 Street Fighter movies. I've got Shogun's Ninja, Ninja Wars, Rage of the Masters, and a bonus feature entitled The History of Martial Arts. So, got a bunch of stuff on here, man. Over 14 hours of martial arts masters, including, of course, the great Bruce Lee and Sonny Chiba. Very nice. Fist of Fury is your favorite Bruce Lee film? Cool. Cool. We'll have to add that to the public domain, the watch along list, I guess. So. And then there's a bunch of like Let's see. Let me type in public domain movies. Let me just type in public domain horror movies. Same old list. There was a huge list I was looking at the other day, and I was like, these can't, like a lot of the Hammer movies they were saying were public domain. The Sadist. I remember mentioning The Sadist last time. I like that movie. That's a fun movie. Public domain horror films. Let's see. Well, of course, Nosferatu from 1922 is apparently public domain. Interesting. I can understand that. Which I don't know if that would be a good watch along. Nosferatu. I've definitely got to add the, what was that, Santa Claus versus the Martians or whatever it was. Definitely got to add that one to the list for this Christmas. That could be a new Christmas classic right there. Dementia 13, of course. Plan 9 from Outer Space. That would be a fun one for a watch along. It's been a while since I've seen Plan 9. The original 13 Ghosts is public domain. Oh my goodness. Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory? That sounds awesome. At a girls' school, several students are murdered by a snarling wolfman-like creature. Suspicion falls upon a newly arrived teacher. It's from 1961. My God, it sounds awesome. Oh my goodness. It currently has a 4.8 out of 10 rating on IMDb. Let's see. Let's check out some user reviews. An underrated black and white horror gem. Italian-Austrian horror. Okay. Interesting connection there. Euro horror. Surprisingly good werewolf movie. Okay. Worth seeing for anyone that ever wondered what would happen if a werewolf got into a girl's dormitory. And I have wondered that many, many times. So, this one's not good. Not the teenage lycanthropy panty raid you might be expecting. That's exactly what I'm expecting from this, as a matter of fact. Hold on a minute. This says it's Italian giallo with a dash of mystery thrown in. Well, I mean, Italian giallo typically is mystery. A monster flick and an early Italian giallo. That's odd. That's odd. Here's a great review. If you was a werewolf, where would you hang out? True. If I was a werewolf, I would certainly be hanging out in the girls' dormitory. There's no doubt about that. I will definitely put that on the list. Carnival of Souls. There's Carnival of Souls. Yep. Last Man on Earth. Ever see Night of Something Strange? It sounds familiar, Dominic. I'm not sure if I've seen that or not, to be honest. Did Carnival of Souls get a Criterion release? That actually sounds... It may have. Well, and of course, I mean, we can watch Night of the Living Dead. You know, that's, you know... That's sort of the world's most famous, no way. Well, this says Last House on the Left is public domain, but we can't watch that. We can't watch that. The Legend of Boggy Creek is apparently public domain. Really? I have to look into that. Oh my God. The Werewolf of Washington. Okay, we got to look at that one. A reporter who has had an affair with the daughter of the U.S. president is sent to Hungary. There he is bitten by a werewolf and then gets transferred back to Washington, where he gets a job as press assistant to the president. Then bodies start turning up in D.C. That sounds like a winner. Drive-In Massacre is public domain, Cole. I know how much you love Drive-In Massacre. All right, so we got some options. I got to find. Let's see if Werewolf in a Girls' Dormitory is on YouTube. It looks like it might be. It absolutely is. I'm going to watch the trailer. Hold on, guys. Where'd my earbuds go? Live trailer reaction to Werewolf in a Girls' Dormitory from 1961. And here we go. A Nervarama shocker. Okay. Warning, this movie is for people. Warning, this movie is for people with nerves of iron only. Wow. They really knew how to sell a movie back in those days. Let me tell you, they really knew how to sell a movie back in those days. And Werewolf in a Girls' Dormitory is, let's see, there's at least like 4 or 5 complete, it's all over YouTube. So we'll have no trouble if we decide to watch Werewolf in a Girls' Dormitory at some point in the future. So, yikes. Yikes. Oh, goodness gracious. Cody T, have you seen the It deleted scenes yet? It's a really funny alternative open. Yes, I have, Cody. As a matter of fact, I have. Yes. Actually recorded a review of the new 4K Blu-ray today. I'm going to have that posted next Monday or next Tuesday, in which I talk about all the extras, the picture quality, sound quality, etc. But yeah, the It deleted scenes, yeah, that opening is the alternate opening with the Georgie scene is pretty funny. Yeah. Hey Piz, are there any public domain dinosaur movies? I'm sure. Yeah, there's probably a ton of them. But we'll definitely have to schedule a new another watch along in the very near future, because these are pretty fun, man. These are pretty fun. Let me bookmark Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory so I won't forget it. It sounded really good. And of course, I mean, you've got to have nerves of iron in order to watch it. And I do. I do indeed. Let's see. All right, let's look up public domain dinosaur movies. Let's just see here. Public domain dinosaur movies. Well, of course, The Lost World from 1925 is public domain. Let's see, what else? Is that the only one? It's got to be more than that. Well, definitely the Lost World from 1925 is public domain. There's no doubt about that. Then there's a movie called The First Circus. What is this an anim? Oh, it's a silent film, animated film. Okay. The Lost World. Maybe we'll have to add that one to the list. Oh, is it a silent film? Okay. Yeah, it is. It's interesting. These are dank watch-alongs. Thank you, Jerpin. You know, I try to keep it dank, man. I try to keep it dank, you know. Movie Music Man 75 Brian. How's it going, Piz? Just got off work. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining the stream. You missed the watch-along, though, man. We just finished up watching House on Haunted Hill. It was a lot of fun. But thanks for hopping on. Hope you're doing well. Oh, goodness. Well, guys, I think I'm probably just going to go ahead and call it a night. And, yeah, I will definitely be doing some more of these watch-alongs and more of these streams in the future. So, if you guys aren't following me on Facebook and Twitter, definitely do so. So, you'll be notified as soon as, of when I plan on scheduling the next stream or the next watch-along or what have you. So, but yeah, a lot of fun tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching House on Haunted Hill with me. And until next time, you guys have a great weekend. Try and stay warm if you're on the East Coast, in my neck of the woods. And yeah, you guys take care. See you again soon. Peace.